Good afternoon. My name is Olivia Reams.
And I'm Hayden Hope.
And we are part of Silicaca High School, and today we'll be talking about the stigma behind menstruation and puberty in young girls and boys.
Today's objectives include how puberty occurs in both boys and girls, proper materials needed for menstruation, and a demonstration of these products, what to do if these products aren't on hand, how it affects boys and girls mentally, and how to keep up with your cycle along with period poverty.
Okay, so puberty in girls happens in many different ways, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, and even more with certain medications and imbalances in your life that are medical. So physical changes include breast development, menstruation, hair growth, growth spurts, and many more things that are just based on your everyday environment and your genetics that you inherit from your mom and even your dad based on certain things. These happen from age 8 and to about 12, 14 on average, but it can happen even earlier than that or go and be as late as age 16. And even though one might develop faster or slower in one girl compared to another, everything's just based on when your body's ready to actually change and the certain medication, inherent genetics, and diseases you might even have and don't even know about.
So there are a bunch of emotional changes that come with puberty, especially for girls because they mature so much faster than boys. A lot of times socially they also mature, mentally they mature, and physically. So different disorders can happen, such as bipolar, even just eating disorders, depressive, substance abuse, all kinds of things can take place with puberty, especially when it happens earlier than most.
And the hormone estrogen is more primarily in women than men. Even though testosterone is also found in women, estrogen is the main hormone in women that affects these changes. Menstruation is one of the main physical changes in women. So many people want to know what happens when menstruation happens. People have no clue because no one ever has been educated on why it happens or the effects of it. Menstruation is when the uterus lining does not have eggs in the uterus, so the lining sheds and breaks down, and that's why blood and menstruation occurs. And you can have light flows, heavy flows, and even more side effects, which include nausea, vomiting, headaches, cramps is one of the main ones, and even more things. PCOS, ovarian cysts, and other things can occur throughout your menstruation, which can also affect how it happens because you don't know if something changes. You might have heavy flows and be like, why do I have such heavy flows? But no one's ever explained it to me. You will have genetic inheritance from probably your mother or just something that occurred throughout your life that made something more heavy than another and have the side effects even worse, which can be treated if you go to a gynecologist.
Periods also happen once a month, but it's not abnormal, especially for your first few times, if it doesn't come on the dot certain days. So don't be alarmed, and that's just part of life. Puberty in young boys include physical changes such as their voices getting deeper, hair growth, growth in the pubic area, them getting taller, and also mental changes such as being more mature. It happens to everybody, but mainly the age around 9 to 14 for boys. They continue to keep growing, but the actual puberty portion happens around that age range.
Emotional changes occur when testosterone is more prevalent in men and as it grows throughout their time. As Hayden said, ages 8 through 14 is the main time men hit puberty, and which is when testosterone is growing throughout the system. Emotional changes happen and affect the mental health as testosterone evolves throughout the body. So increased anxiety, self-image problem, interpersonal stress are the main side effects with mental health in men. But as I mentioned with the women, or Hayden mentioned with the women, depressive episodes do occur in men as much as they do women. But since women mature more, I would say, rapidly than men, the testosterone causes depressive episodes happen later, but it's the same amount and increases just as much as women do.
So what do you do if you lack proper products? Certain undeveloped schools, cities, districts, all don't always have the proper menstruation equipment. So even though some alternatives may seem kind of unsanitary, I promise they are not, and it's very natural. So some products you can use are toilet paper, period panties, or just ask a trusted friend or an adult.
Okay, did you know that there are apps such as Flow, Clue, which is a period tracker. I think there's one, what was it called? It was called Glow. And these apps actually help track and your period and your pregnancy if you happen to become pregnant, which can occur throughout puberty as your body grows, because the reason why you have one is because your body wants a baby. And these apps are all on the App Store, whether you have Android. I'm pretty sure they're all on Android, but I know they're on the Apple Store for sure. And they're free, and you can use them every day.
You can also use them to log your symptoms and how your flow is. And so it's a great opportunity to keep up with it, and you can talk to your doctor about more.
Oh, and it also, it can predict when it happens, your next cycle is. And averagely, they last in between 30 to 35 days or about 4 to 5 weeks.
The actual menstruation process is typically anywhere from 3 to 7 days in most people. So period poverty, what is that exactly? Period poverty occurs in lower income areas. Oftentimes, some materials aren't readily available, and that can even include education. So on average, the cost for women a year for period products is $70, but it can be much more too.
The next thing we're going to show is a demonstration on how to properly use a tampon, how to open it, how to insert it, and how to pull it out, and what exactly happens inside of it, which we'll be using a water bottle so you see the exact flow. Even though it won't be exact because it's not exactly as heavy, it will still give a good idea. I don't need this. Okay, so right here is our water bottle. And this is how to properly insert and use one. So the packaging has these little, I guess you could say, flaps and opening, and you just open it like so.
Never use a tampon if the paper is not around it, because that is very unsanitary.
And also, some religious or personal upbringings, you may not be allowed to use one of these, and that is okay because there are alternatives such as a Diva cup, a pad, period panties, and even more. So to properly use this, let me take off the paper surrounding it so you can actually see. Oh my gosh, if I can get it all. Okay. There we go. So what happens is this would be the opening, and you put it in, you take it, you hold it, and you push it in. Be sure to hold the string so it doesn't fall in, and it opens up like that.
You take the plastic applicator out.
Yes, please take the plastic applicator out. And you just discard it, throw it away, wrap it up, whatever. And you can see how it expands in there when it flows and holds all the blood. And when it's time for it to come out, you just pull it out like so. And
wrap it up and throw it away.
Yes, wrap it up and throw it away. And then we also have the pad.
Yes. Some pads
Wrap it up.
easier to use.
Yes.
So this is what a pad looks like. First, you undo it like this, and it'll look like that. You put it into your panties. It sticks on the back, but when it does not stick to your body, so don't think, oh my goodness, it's gonna hurt so bad. It shouldn't hurt because it's sticking to the cloth. So then you just pull it off, stick it into your into your panties,
Like that.
put it down, and then when it gets full, roughly about an hour or two, you take it off.
If not longer, it just depends on your flow.
Take it, roll it up,
And throw it away.
and discard it in the trash.
And that is all for our presentation about puberty and periods in young girls and boys, and how to properly use a tampon, a pad, and even more alternatives that you can use.
We hope to leave our audience prepared when this instance does come for them.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.